The Deason Home was the first investigation GCON conducted after being reformed from SPI. With the rich history, local support, and the incredible activity we captured, we were inspired to come back and dig even deeper. The stories centered around this home are so deep-rooted and compelling, it has captured the attention of screenwriter Gary Ross. A project for a movie called The Free State of Jones is now in development, with world-famous actor Matthew McConaughey playing the role of Newt Knight. Before our investigation, we sat down with some ladies to talk about some history and experience others have had at the home. The Deason Home, one of the most haunted locations in Mississippi that I've ever heard of, and we got Frances here. She is actually related to the people who own this house, the Deasons, correct?
Yes.
Great
granddaughter.
What is it about this place that draws people?
Well, one thing is the age of it. It's the oldest home in Jones County, and so that in itself is quite a feat to have lasted this long, and then also the stories that it's haunted.
What are some of the stories? And see, we've been here before. We were here about a year ago, and then we came back just another month and a half after that, and the first time we were here, the activity was just incredible. It was so great, in fact, like I said, we came right back. And it's been one of those places that's just really stuck out in my mind. It's really motivated us to film this documentary that we're trying to film. But what are some of these stories and some of the experiences maybe that you've had or other people that you know have had?
Well, of course, a home that's this old, and it's pretty much been owned by the same family the whole time, and so stories are handed down, and people love to be scared, and so they love to pass these stories down. But this house has had the infamous murder that everyone hears about, and that's really what everybody thinks about it as being haunted.
Right.
He was here to round up Newt Knight and his gang of deserters. And
that was back before the school was built. It was all swamplands, wasn't it?
There was nothing here, and actually this house was built. It was out in the country.
Right.
Ellisville is an old town, and it was not where it is now. If you go to downtown Ellisville today, that's not where Ellisville started.
Okay.
Ellisville, is called Old Town, which is over on the banks of the Tallahassee Creek. Mm-hmm. And once the railroad came through, the town shifted over to be more available for the railroads and the trains coming through. But this house was out in the country. There was nothing here but this house. The Deasons owned about 1,500 acres, and
that's a lot of land.
Yeah,
that's a lot of land for back in those days. I know it's a lot now.
Right.
But I mean, that was just an incredible amount. So what's the story? Was Newt Knight and his gang of runaways hiding out on the Deasons' land?
They were just all over, and they were kind of raiding places, and
Because I'm curious. I know that military-wise, it's a strategic point. So there had to have been a reason that this house was chosen to.
Well, he was in the area,
okay.
And Amos McLemore was from East Butchie, which is south.
Mm-hmm.
And he had grown up in this area, and he knew the area very well, and that's why he was sent down to round the guys up, because they thought he would know all the hiding places in the area.
Right. Okay.
So they actually sent him down here because of his knowledge. He was friends of the Deasons, and so he was invited to stay here, and this was his kind of headquarters.
Okay. But people claim to see Amos McLemore. He was the one who shot in the room, right here in the room.
Right.
Before this became a sunroom, it was a porch.
It was an outside porch. The
porch.
home actually only had 4 rooms.
Right.
And every room was accessed by an exterior door.
Right.
There were no interior doors. And so all the way around the house was porch, a wraparound porch.
Because I know our first time here, we had a very distinct flashlight conversation with Amos McLemore.
Right.
His name is Amos McLemore. Please put that light on. Dude.
But that leads me back to the point of the great evidence we caught. See, because we're talking about Amos McLemore, all right? And Amos Deason is also known as supposed to haunt the place, correct? And then some of the stories. Well, while we were here, We did an investigation. Like I said, we had the flashlight conversation as you just saw on the camera, and it was with Amos McLean. We were having a conversation with him. It's a pretty good one too. And they're in the surgical room. This is Josh Divablis. This is Jacob Hedgepeth. Jacob Hedge, former member. Kayla and that's Matt Keene on the other side of Jacob. He'll be here tonight as well. And they're in the room. All right, Joe McCarthy, he's our cameraman, and Josh's voice recorder is sitting on the table, and he makes the comment that I haven't heard much of Mr. Deason all night, and basically what he's saying is, we haven't heard much from him. We haven't heard anything, we haven't seen the evidence of it, but we had heard some of Macklemore, which is interesting because we catch this EVP. We got to remember, Josh, Matt, and Jacob are the only ones in the room besides Joe. And none of them heard this, and none of them said it, because we got it on camera. Nobody says it. After he plays back the voice recorder, this is what we catch.
I've seen much of Mr. Deason all night. Not me.
You heard that.
I did.
Have you ever heard anything like that ever recorded from this place?
I've heard different things, different voices.
Yeah. Anything ever that clear and distinct? Because that is the best piece of audio we've actually ever caught.
The best one I've ever heard personally, we had a group of the junior college kids up here they were doing an interview before Halloween. And, of course, at the time we were recording it and no one heard it.
Right.
But we heard it, and we had the radio scanner. It's speaking through that spirit box.
Spirit box, right.
And when we played it back, and we have identified somebody in the house that's named Buddy. They call him Buddy.
Right. Lacey's had a run-in with him a couple times.
And we heard this hysterical female in the playback. I mean, she was hysterical, just going, Buddy, there's somebody in the attic.
I remember that. I do remember that. That's Lacey has told me about that before.
There is no question what you hear.
That is
a lot of the EVPs, you have to be told, okay, listen for this. You're going to hear this.
Right.
And unless you have a really good imagination or something, you might not hear it. But everybody that's listened to that, hears the hysterical female.
Exactly. That is so incredible too, because that's one of the clearest ones we've ever got, and it's amazing. It blows our mind every time we hear it. And to know that this place has produced things like that before, that it's more than coincidence.
Oh, yeah.
Because to me, there's a reason that people say they see these things here. People, travelers, that don't know the stories, that have never talked to anybody who knows the stories. They hear and see the same things over however many years the stories have been passed down at this place. And, coincidence only goes so far. Hey, Lacey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm here at the Deason Home. Couldn't be better. We've talked to Miss Tracy. We have talked to Miss Francis, and I've asked them all this question. And I want to ask you this question. You're from this community. You talk to the people. You're around this place every day. What is it about this place that draws people to it? Because I read the blogs, I read the online magazines and everything, the paranormal societies around the South, and everyone ranks this place in Mississippi top 5. Every single list I read. And I want, in your opinion, as someone who is your treasurer, correct?
I'm treasurer of the
Treasurer, okay.
Of the Tallahassee chapter.
Right, and the Tallahassee chapter, y'all own the building,
yes.
Right? And you're here more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
What is it about this place that just draws people to it?
I'm not sure actually, but you're right. There's something that draws me to this house.
Right. Well, do you not even really know what it is?
No, I don't, unless it's just got to do with the history and the events that happened here, and I don't know, but there's something. It's a mystery.
Definitely a mystery. Has there anything happened here that sticks out in your mind since we've been here the first time? This is our 3rd trip. And this video, you know whose head that is.
That's my head.
That's your head, and you know what's on this thing, and we're going to go over it for the viewers. But has there been anything since these events that have happened that's just stuck out in your head?
No, because That's the last investigation that I've really been on.
Really?
In this house.
Did it change you?
Well,
Did it stick out so much in your head it kind of changed your opinion?
because if you remember when you guys were here in December, I wouldn't come in.
Right.
I wouldn't come in with you.
Right. That was our second trip here.
That was your second trip.
Right. I do remember that because it really had an effect on me.
It
All
did.
right. And let's play that video. This is the very first part. This is kind of a two-part deal, right? Because we see what we see. We're not going to ruin it, but we see what we see on here, and then the second piece happens after that. So let's watch this first.
Cameras that we use. Therefore, there is no audio with this footage.
This is before we had.
But as you can see right here, some mysterious ball of energy descends from the ceiling into Lacey's head.
Remember that.
Here it is again in a slow mo.
Right there. Look at this. You know, orbs are one thing. This is a mass, softball-sized mass of energy that just falls.
Well,
Because-
you can see that there's more than one.
exactly. You see, I'm seeing 4.
Yeah.
Maybe
I see
maybe
four.
one long one, but primarily there's 4 there, and it's all together. But what's so interesting about it is you watch the camera, you watch the video. There's no dust flying around. There's nothing else shooting. There's no bugs or nothing, and this just comes out of nowhere, right? So I mean, there it is. It's clear as day. All right, and things like that don't move. You know, anybody who knows anything about cameras, lens flare, and things like that's not what this is. All right, a video cannot do this. But let's go a little further past this to what happens next.
Motion. But the most interesting part about this is not but a few seconds later.
I'm sitting in that chair. Me and you, the only ones in that room. We've got the door shut. Nobody else is in there. They're watching this from command center. And just a few seconds after that, because my wife, Ashley, she's the trailer tech. She was sitting there, Matt, they were outside, and they see this, and she jumps up. She says, "Man, what was that?" Everybody jumps up. And then we have this right. I have a clue what's going on because it is dark and none of us can see. And in fact, after I caught myself right here, I just kind of stood there and I really.
And that's at the point that I managed to get the flashlight on.
Right.
To
You know,
see
you're
what was
shaking so
going
bad you
on.
couldn't get it on. And I'm not going to be the one to say there's absolutely no way. I know what happened. I got pulled out of that chair. But there's really no other explanation. I wasn't fixing to slip. I was solely put. And I mean, you can see it wasn't a gradual fall. I mean, it was. I felt the pressure was here. It pulled. And I got tugged. And in fact, and I think Greg, pointed it out that there's some drag marks on that floor that were not there prior to that incident. Because I mean, like we've already addressed it. You're here every day.
Yeah.
There's some drag marks on the floor, and to me, this investigation was one of the greatest pieces of evidence we got. We got the big, great ball of energy. We got that amazing EVP where it says it's not me, and we got me getting put up there, and we're hopefully going to get this event tonight. But is it safe to say that this is that one event that's happened to you in this home that's just changed you?
Actually, there's 2. That was the second thing that has really, I guess you would say, for lack of a better term, freaked me out. in
So
this
there's been one
house.
before this.
There was one other time
Sweet.
that I was here,
Well, I say sweet.
and that was the night I got scratched.
I remember you told me about that. Walk us through. What exactly happened?
That was a very, very odd night. I was here. Tracy was here. There was a group investigating, and we were kind of following them around. It was only the second investigation I'd ever been on, and it was the second time I stayed here. The weather was weird. There were some weird things that went on before I got here, and it was a very strange night that night. And when I got home that morning, I took a shower, and I was just totally freaked out. Like, I drove home with the car lights on.
With the car lights on, really?
Yeah. And
That is bad.
After I took a shower, something told me to turn around and look at my back. And when I did, I had 3 scratch marks on my lower back.
Three's not a good number.
There were 2 on one side and 1 on the other.
Okay.
And
As long as you didn't have 3 in a row.
no, it was like
Diagonal
this.
line. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And that freaked me out. I've been scratched one other time here, and it was behind my ear on my neck.
Are you one of multiple people who that's happened to, or are you just the only one?
That's a question you have to ask Tracy.
Okay.
But I know that I'm the only one that I know of that's been scratched.
And
Tracy may know of other people.
And we'll go back to the something draws you to this place, because despite that, here you are.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Sitting right here with us. You know, it's like you said, something's awesome. Something awesome about it. Well, it's about time for our investigation. It's getting dark outside. We got some setting up to do. Lacey, thank you so much. You're going to be here with us tonight, right?
I am.
Awesome. Great. Let's get this investigation started.
With the interviews finished, it was time to start our investigation.
Let's go inside the Deason Home. We're going to do our documentary investigation, see if we can recreate some of the events we've had happen to us and maybe some of the events that the ladies and other witnesses have had go on here. Pretty excited for this. We're just going to go in and get it going. Josh is going to be my investigator with me tonight. I didn't even realize like I know that.
I love that rush we get coming in here.
The murder room.
Is it in the murder room?
Yeah.
Shh. Y'all hear that? I don't know if it's in the kitchen or what. It sounds like something metallic. Well, I opened.
Barely 5 minutes into our investigation, and we catch our first EVP of the night on the camera's audio.
I don't know if it's in the kitchen or what. It sounds like something metallic. Well, I opened the fridge.
It sounds like a man saying, "What you're hearing is me."
Well, I opened the fridge. Well, I opened the fridge.
We decided to start our investigation in the room where we caught the EVP that we discussed in our interviews earlier.
You probably remember me. Justin? You remember this guy? This is Josh. We've been here before. This place is like a home to us. We love this place. We know you're here. This is not we're investigating to see if you're here or not. This is us filming to show the world that you are here, because we know you're here. We've been to places before where we weren't sure. We know this place. You guys are here. Do something.
You're in here, cut that flashlight on. Or better yet, no, because it's in my hand, you don't want to do that. Let's say, put the one in my hand.
That'd be awesome.
And dude, if this thing comes on right now, I'm leaving.
So
Because I got to turn it off all the way. So if this booger comes on, I'm going to set it down, I'm going to go take a poop, and I'm leaving.
Now, I'll tell you what, unscrew it and just leave the light bulb and the head sitting there, and if it comes on, then we leave. I'll leave with you then.
I'll quit investigating after that.
Forever.
I'll never come back.
We will have undeniable forever proof, and we will. God, there's a lot of money out there that we will have.
They said it sounded like the floor was popping.
Tell them radio silence. Josh, you hear that?
Nope.
What do you hear? Something moving around upstairs. I can't tell if it's footsteps or it's like a mouse or something. It sounds like something's moving around.
I can't hear you guys. You want to get another?
You are a deaf bastard.
Yeah. We've established this.
Why do I bring you along on stuff like this?
Because I'm awesome.
Grab a K2.
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 Work between us.
Yeah, K2. Slide.
It's on cloth, bro. It ain't gonna slide. No back talk. No back talk.
Alright, here's out.
Whoa.
What?
I didn't do that. Bro, this. Oh. I might have.
Okay.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. Woo. Oh. How do you think I felt? It was in my hand.
Alright.
Yeah, it was actually.
Alright,
I'll tell you what, smart Alex. I did. Turn it off, maybe? Cool. Oh, you want me to hang? Yeah, I think it's me. Go away. There, I ain't gonna move. Okay.
Cut that light on. He's holding it. Cut it on.
Or this little device right here, that green light, you get close to it, say what? Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that's me moving. Okay, maybe, but it is tight enough. So I'm pointing at the camera. That way, if it comes on, the camera catches it.
Okay.
I'm gonna lie, I may have pooped myself.
Picks up your energy. We can't do it. You can.
I'm not doing that.
Or cut on the light. You want to cut that light off?
I heard breathing.
Did you?
So you heard that too?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought it was him.
What that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of y'all.
Oh, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Dude, I got chills.
Well, I'm holding a flashlight that's coming on by itself. How do you think I feel?
I got chills, dude. Like, for real. That.
We all heard what sounded like a heavy breath. It was so clear that we all thought it was one of the investigators that made the sound.
Come here. Get close to it. Picks up your energy. We can't do it. You can.
I'm not doing that.
Or cut on the light. You want to cut that light off?
I heard breathing.
Did you?
So you heard that too?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought it was him.
What that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of y'all.
Oh, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Dude, I got chills.
Well, I'm holding a flashlight that's coming on by itself. How do you think I feel?
I got chills, dude. Like, for real. That. What was that?
Refrigerator.
Yeah.
We got a motion detector set up in here?
Is there nowhere?
Anywhere?
No. Where you want one?
Let me get a motion detector.
Got the motion detector set up, and we know for a fact that
I didn't tell you to turn that light on. I did not tell you.
Dude, the motion detector just went off.
Yeah, you're.
No, I'm not. It's in Mom's room.
No.
Look, is it anywhere to be found? Hey, walk in front of that motion detector again. The motion detector I placed in the bedroom went off shortly after I set it up. This was something that will continue throughout our entire investigation.
It popped out.
They said the flashlight just came on in the long room.
Yeah, I can see it. You're not in the center. If you're at either end, will you please cut that back on? Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
If the answer is yes.
Were you worked on in this room?
Surgically.
Sir, yeah. Did you have surgery in here? Thank you. Now, since we're just going back and forth, this time the answer is.
Let me get this question.
Okay. You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This time, if it's yes, just turn it off. That's all you have to do.
Quick off. Were you a Confederate soldier? If you were a Confederate soldier, cut the light off. Light it, buddy.
Okay. If you were a Union soldier.
Cool.
Union soldier.
Union soldier.
This Union soldier had been the center of attention for multiple paranormal groups in the past. All this flashlight conversation does is further verify these claims.
Yeah, if you believed in what you were fighting for, will you cut that light off? Did you disagree with it?
That's sweet. Since you were a Union soldier, were you mistreated? Being that this is middle of the South?
So they didn't take kindly to you, didn't they, kind of so?
Do you like when he talks like that? If that's more of what you're used to hearing, talk to him.
I can't pull that off forever.
You stabbed, bayonet, dude.
Maybe one of the,
Bayonet.
I'll wait. Okay, so a bayonet got you.
Well, we never said bayonet. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, we did.
Whatever.
Okay, we appreciate that. Now, let's kick this up a notch. Before we ask another question.
That's got to do.
I'm going to tell them to turn it off and then we ask another question.
Well,
to kick it up.
Well, here's the cool part. We have an even better way of talking to you. All right, spirit box. We can actually hear your voice. Okay. Cut that flashlight off if you want us to whoop that thing out and give us a good conversation. At the moment I said off, that thing started flipping. Cut that bad boy off if you want us to whip out this spirit box and talk to you. Let's get in there.
All right.
With the success that we have had so far with the flashlight, we decided to take it a step further and pull out our PSB-7 spirit box. With this device, we can hear spirit voices through the white noise generated by sweeping through radio stations at 4 stations per minute.
Is the Union soldier that was in here still here that'd like to talk to us through this? Now's your chance. Is your name Sam?
We get our first intelligent response with the spirit box. When asked if his name is Sam, we get a no that we couldn't make out until footage review.
Is your name Sam? If you're the Union soldier, what's your rank? Did you say captain?
Yeah.
Right here, we get a direct response that sounds like he's saying, Captain.
Captain Buddy.
Captain Buddy.
That's awesome. It's got a nice ring to it. It does.
We get another direct response. This time, it seems that Captain Buddy agrees with us.
That's awesome. It's got a nice ring to it. It does.
We decided to move our investigation into the parlor at the front part of the house, where a child is said to haunt the room. I set up a green laser grid to help me see possible movement in the sunroom my eyes wouldn't normally see.
Look. See that? Bam. See that? Look.
Whoa, something just touched me.
Well, there's a desk right there.
I wasn't nowhere near the desk.
Something just grabbed you?
Right on my leg right here.
Really? Look.
Oh, yeah.
Look. See that? See that energy? Bam. See that? Okay? You can do that.
We only claim personal experiences as evidence when there is a second occurrence to back up the experience. The following flashlight interaction is such an occurrence.
Right on my leg right here.
Really?
Look.
Oh, yeah.
Look. See that? See that energy? Bam. See that? Okay? You can do that. He goes,
Let me ask you this. Cut that light on if you touch Sydney's leg.
no, car coming by. Yeah. That didn't even stop the stop sign. No. No cop to stop. If you touch Sydney's leg like Josh asked, will you please cut that flashlight on? Or you make the lights light up on this K2? Cindy, you couldn't see that K2 from the hospital.
If you know who did it, will you cut the light on?
Aha! Are you a small child? If you're a little
Well, it said it knew.
yeah.
And I say it because I don't know if you're a boy or a girl.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so you know. Alright. You a little child, little boy, little girl? If you are, cut the light on. If you're an adult, will you cut the light on?
Okay, so that's why you know who did it.
Oh.
And that's why you didn't do it, because you watched them. See, you set it up.
Thank you. Okay. All right. If you're an adult and you saw and it was a small child that got Sydney on the leg, will you please cut the light off?
We started hearing a loud rustling noise coming from the kitchen area, so we immediately jumped up to find out what it was.
Okay, I'm kind of freaking out now.
Kitchen. Spin right here.
Oh, is that the water again?
It's that water again.
After we debunked the sound, we returned to the parlor.
Heard some water.
If you can make that motion detector do that right now, that'd be really cool. And I'm gonna piss myself if it does.
You cut that off.
You were doing really good there for a while.
Now, there's one of the little kids in here. Will you please cut it off? Okay.
Okay.
10-4. Someone's gonna come in and use the bathroom.
We need coffee, damn it.
With the activity seeming to die down, we decided to regroup at Command Center, but on the way out, we got just a little distracted.
Dude, look at your little meter. Oh, your walkie-talkie.
Let me look in the camera. See nothing. Oh,
One
there's
more
already a
time.
camera in there. Huh?
Is it that sensitive that your foot's doing it?
No, it's a motion.
It's a motion
Look,
detector.
look.
No, he wasn't that far long ago. Wow.
That'll make your skin crawl.
Mine is.
No, he's like, yeah.
The motion detector just went off. And there's
Justin's
nobody in
standing
there.
right here.
I thought it was because I walked by.
Oh no, it's inside the room.
It's facing in the room.
Oh.
And
Yeah, turn
do-
that on.
Do it
Turn
again,
that
Justin. You gotta like move around and stuff.
It went off twice, it's standing here.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Still ain't went off.
Did that time? I did that.
Yeah, you did that.
Oh, he walked in there.
Dude!
Get in there and prove it. Get in there and prove it.
Have a heyday with it, man.
What was that? Kick the cord going to the camera.
It's not doing it.
Okay, he was just making sure that you touching the cord wasn't making the motion detector go off.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need it right now. It's not going to work indoors. It works better outdoors.
Okay, we're gonna leave now. We'll be back. Alright, we'll be right back. Dude's going off! Oh my God.
I guess that was his way to say, okay, see you in a little bit.
Even after multiple failed attempts to figure out what was causing the motion detector to go off, I still wasn't convinced. So we cleared out the house of everyone and went back to the trailer to see if the activity would continue.
None of you bastards make no damn coffee.
It's too hot for that shit.
The cord don't work anyway.
Oh, yeah,
Your
that's
plug-ins don't work. I can't even make noodles.
I will pull that
Hey,
dang coffee
You're about
pot.
to swap with Sydney.
Yeah. I know you heard that.
Yeah, I did. I said no. But
There's a
I'll go.
microwave in the
I'll
house.
be the camera.
Dude! Oh! Dude!
Yeah, but how sensitive?
Sydney, get in
Yeah,
here.
I said that. I said snap. So what?
Alright, we're in here. We're back in the trailer. Y'all just saw the motion detector's been going off, flashlight conversations. We're sitting in here right now, listening to the audio, listening to, watching this. We're gonna blow this up. That motion detector right there has been going off on its own. Nobody in the house.
There's somebody in there.
Hmm?
There's somebody in there.
Who's in there?
Somebody.
Somebody?
No, I'm saying there's something in there.
Yeah.
There's no physical being in there.
No.
What time is it? It's like 11:30.
About 4 to 12.
Okay.
Hang on the phone.
It's 11:40.
Right there goes.
We changed the IR setting on our camera to see if we could get different results. Josh went inside to lead the investigation with Corey on camera while myself and Sydney manned the production trailer. Also, Lacey Stringer, member of the Daughters of the American Revolution and one of the ladies we interviewed earlier, joined the team.
Is there anybody in here with us?
What is your name?
What is it?
Can't understand
A male voice comes through that sounds like Buddy. This makes sense, being that Buddy is supposed to be the name of the Union soldier that is said to haunt the home. Also, we had this response earlier that led us to believe that Buddy was actually in there with us at the time.
Buddy. Captain Buddy. That's awesome. It's got a nice ring to it.
What is your name?
What is it?
Can't understand
Where'd you go?
Did it say away?
I don't know if you said away or over there.
This is a textbook Class A response. Not only does it reply to the first question, it then responds even louder to Josh's comment to seemingly clarify itself.
Where'd you go?
say away?
I don't know if it says away or over there. Over. Oh my God, that's away.
It said away.
Over.
Repeat that.
Why don't we just sit at the door?
Repeat that.
He's lost his mind. You've lost your mind if you think I'm going in there by myself.
He said, okay.
Are you sitting right there? Is that why it keeps going off? If you're sitting right here at the end of the table, turn this light on. All you gotta do is reach over. Turn the light on, move the motion detector out of the way, move the light out of the way. If you're sitting right here, do it. You're right there, right? EVP for about 5 minutes. Stop it and play it back. Alright, Josh, Lacey, Corey in the long room, first EVP session. Send it down on the table for a little bit. Alright, look. You're in here messing with things. I don't even know if it's really you messing with that light. You're obviously. All you have to do is just speak to it. If you want to tell me something, speak to it. You want to tell Lacey something.
Josh and Lacey didn't catch any voices during their EVP session, and with the activity seeming to die down, myself and Josh swapped places. Lacey and I entered the murder room, the exact place where we captured the energy mass and where I got pulled out of the chair.
Buddy, you in here? What's my name?
Did you hear any footsteps or anything earlier tonight?
I'll tell you what, Corey. There's a great flashlight to bed.
With the activity becoming more and more quiet, myself and Lacey continued our investigation, but the activity never picked back up. It's at this time that we decided to conclude our investigation and start packing up our gear. Since filming this investigation, we have investigated numerous other locations in Mississippi, including the Temple Theater and the Hancock County Courthouse, both of which drew a lot of publicity across the state. But even with the terrific evidence we caught at these locations, they still have a long way to go to catch up with the Deason Home, the most haunted location in the state of Mississippi.